Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's the Lou Cappetta Show with Jay Burke. I'm your host, Lou Cappetta. The sound you're hearing in the background there is our opening theme music that we use every week. It's produced by Enrichment. He's a New Jersey hip-hop recording artist and producer extraordinaire. You can find him on SoundCloud. He's got tons of beats for all you aspiring MCs out there. This week, we got a very special guest, a personal friend of ours, Shaun McGann. He spends his Friday nights on the radio for WFDU out of Teaneck, New Jersey, Fairleigh Dickinson University radio station. And he's also apparently writing books. He's written 3 books. His third one just came out. It's called If I'm on the Late Side. It's pretty interesting. It takes place 1976. We'll discuss it in the show. It's cheap. It's on Amazon right now. So if you are listening to this, don't be afraid to go pick that book up. We recorded this at the WFDU studios. Jay had some issues with his mic, but we got past it because the show must always go on. And we had a lot of fun. I hope that you enjoy listening to it. And as always, check out the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spreaker.com. And enjoy the show. What's up? It's the Lou Cappetta Show with Jay Burke. I'm Lou.
I'm Jay.
And today, we have this most special guest.
Wow.
We do.
The most special.
The most special. He, we know him personally, and he is a great guy.
You know me publicly, too.
Publicly, on Twitter, in the Twitterverse. He is radio DJ extraordinaire.
Wow.
Coffee maker extraordinaire.
Pretty good at coffee.
And author.
Oh, God.
Shaun McGann. I don't know. I haven't read the book. So
No. Well, I did. It is word. I did write it, though.
Right, but I mean, I
still counts.
Yeah, but I don't know if I should add author extraordinaire yet.
Oh, no, don't.
You could just be.
That's like one of those things where I don't like. I would never tell anyone I did that.
That you wrote a book?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Well,
You blasted
But I
it.
blasted it all over Facebook.
Yeah, you tweeted it.
I had no problem shooting it all over Facebook, but yeah. Because it was like, well, I did it, so I should probably do something with it. But like, if I just like met somebody and they were going to ask me questions about it, like on a podcast, I wouldn't bring it up.
Okay, so let's talk. All right, so let's talk
Does that
about your
narrow
love
your-
life.
Yeah.
No,
It's even narrower.
Let's talk about the drive.
Oh, I could go on and on.
oh my goodness. So what I did not realize that you wrote 3 books. This is your 3rd book that you wrote.
Yeah, this was, like I started it like about a year and a half ago, and I was like, oh wow, this is like, I had like 20 pages, like right off the bat. Like, this is going to be long. This is going to be like a serious, and I sputtered out. It didn't sputter out. It just was like, okay, well, I think I'm done. And it was like 100 pages. Like, I don't know. I read it 100 times. I went over it, and I'm like, it's done. So nowhere else to go with it,
Didn't
really.
feel like you needed to add anything or take anything out.
Yeah, it felt like if I did do that, it was going to be like, it would be fake.
Jay, is your mic
I
on?
don't think my mic is on.
Did you shut it off? Wait, talk.
Hello?
A little more. Get up on that thing like it's your uncle. He's on, right?
Am I on? I don't think so.
I can hear you in the headphones.
Yeah, I can hear you in the headphones now.
Turn the knob up a little bit.
Couldn't.
All kinds of innuendos here.
We're just over here turning knobs.
Turning knobs, getting up on mics.
I don't know. I don't hear myself, but I see the dial going up. When,
are going up, you're good.
yeah, but it's only going up very slightly. Like your stuff's picking us up.
Oh, I want to hear me more than you. Try that.
Try that.
Headphone in.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to make you louder right now. That's your volume there.
Okay.
For you, for the headphones.
Okay.
Edit that out too.
Edit it all out.
I actually, I only know how to edit at the beginning and the end. So,
Oh, really? That's all right.
So listen, we're not editing. We keep it fucking real here.
Exactly. You pull the curtain back.
That's right. So in case anybody is wondering, we're actually in a legit studio. We're in a WFDU studios.
Oh yeah, it worked out well for me.
Yeah, where Shaun McGann is a radio DJ.
Yeah, sort of. Everything's like sort of now.
How come? Why do you play so much music? You should talk. You should do a
I
talk.
talk. I talk sometimes.
You should do a talk show because you're funny. I don't know if people notice about you. You're funny.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know. But everybody needs to know that you're a funny guy.
Like Dennis Miller, funny.
Right.
Do you know how like uncomfortable that makes me? The first time you said that, I was like, why would he think that I sound like Dennis Miller?
Because you say shit that I don't understand. Like,
I thought it was like
funny to me.
I thought it was like the politics. I'm like, I don't do any of that, do I?
Nah, you're too funny for me to understand. Jay Burke has to explain it to me later.
And
then he laughs like
Then
crazy.
he goes, oh,
Right, but I do laugh though. And
like
it's funny.
It's just delayed. You don't get to see it. You don't get to pay. I get to pay.
Well, that's nice. As long as somebody does. I would do more talking, but well, look, I mean, you do this, it's like 40 minutes, right? Like 45.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of talking, right? And you have a subject.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you kind of stick to sports or whatever, or whoever you have on. Like making shit up for 4 hours it's hard. Like, and I was going to just do talking in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then you kind of find yourself going, I'm just talking to hear myself talk. So like, oh, here's a song. Here's fucking Van Halen or something.
Well, and that just goes to show you that Shaun is not a parent because
No.
Jay and I are parents, so we basically talk to hear ourselves talk because nobody listens.
You never get to hear yourself talk.
Just
Exactly.
to tune people out.
Yeah.
It's one reason I have time to do anything, bro.
Wait, so your show's 4 hours long?
It's 3 now, but it might go back to 4.
All right,
considering
so
nobody's here.
All right, hold on a second. By the way, we have to discuss something because you know I have a bone to pick about your show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
A bone.
a bone.
I actually don't know about the bone, but you're always throwing me.
A surprise bone.
A surprise bone. Dun, 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 dun.
Do you have music for that?
No, we don't. No,
That would be good if you had surprise bone themes.
but you moved your show
Oh, I didn't move it.
from
From Thursday to Friday. That's right.
night.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got used. The show was called Thursday Night. I got used to that.
And it was
all the
perfect.
greats were on Thursday night. Cosby,
Sure.
Friends,
Friends.
and
Yes.
Shaun McGann.
CSI.
CSI.
I like to think of myself of later CSI, like Lawrence Fishburne CSI. Sure.
Yeah, not Ted Danson CSI.
Oh, I forgot about Ted Dance. CSI. It changes everything.
Who's Grissom?
I've never watched any of them actually. I've never seen an episode of Friends either. That's weird.
Really?
No. Like I just
You
never.
haven't even stumbled on
Where,
Yeah, and I was like, keep the streak alive. Why start now?
did you grow up in a fucking cave
No, I just was
with a
like,
radio mic in it? I mean, it's possible. I mean, Bin Laden had YouTube and Wi-Fi in a fucking cave.
That's true. He knew. He was a big Rachel fan, from what I understand. No, it just looked kind of like silly to me. I was like, oh, these fucking people. They're all
It is a
popular and
little,
pretty.
corny.
It's probably fine. I just
Yeah.
was like at the
Yeah.
Seinfeld where everybody hated each other.
How
And
dare them? They're people with friends
people with feelings and like
and
each other.
relationships with other people.
Yeah, it was. I was probably going
Fuck
through
that.
a down cycle. It was during one of my blue periods. I liked, yeah. What were we talking? Oh, but so yeah, it's Thursday. Yeah, so they moved me because they switched all to oldies, and I didn't want to do that.
Well, the funny thing was when you were going off on Thursday, it was like a sadness in the air about it.
Yes, there
And then
was.
all of a sudden it was like, hey, check me out. It's Friday night.
Yeah, you totally sold
Like-
out for a
like-
better night of the week.
Oh, so it's like Friday. So when Friday's over, it's still Friday. So it's not as like down, I guess, right? You can like go, oh, I can stay up for another 12 hours because
That's true.
Right.
it's a little less sad.
But
Thursday,
Thursday-
it's like shit. It's like Thursday when the show's over. It's like Sunday night. You got to
Yeah.
go to work tomorrow.
That's
I'm
true.
so amped on Thursday night. It feels edgier to stay up, to have that experience.
I was fine with it. They took it away from me. I didn't.
Why would they go to oldies?
Because they wanted to do the whole.
Who do we have to talk to?
Oh, we can't talk to anyone.
What's the
It's tough.
demographic?
First of all, do they know who the people that are listening to oldies go to bed at 4:30 in the
Right.
afternoon?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the demographic?
Well, there's the overnights too. We get cat because I remember when I started doing it, and Sunday nights, and I was on the radio. The one was on the air instead of just the streaming. Cab drivers, like in the city, because you get the whole city,
Right.
Like anytime I'd play like a Kinks song. I wouldn't even play like something. Like, oh, dude, the Kinks, you got to play. And then they ask you for like 10 Kinks songs or the Beatles. So they're out there. I mean, they're
Right.
And I mean, I guess the whole gimmick was to catch whoever missed NEW, not NEW, CBS. The 101.
Right. Yeah.
And I guess it's been doing it right. So
What is CBS now?
it's like 80s, isn't it?
Is it?
I heard Green Day on there the other day. It kind of
Really?
made me feel really old.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a thing now. It's like the classic rock is.
Yeah, what you grew up with. Yeah. My favorite thing is that there's one down by me called The Boss, and they're like, we're not like other stations. We play no filler, just the songs you want to hear. It's like it's the same 10 songs over and over again. It's like it's 5 Springsteen songs because it's The Boss and it's down the shore.
Oh, The Boss.
The Boss.
Nice.
And that's, yeah.
We were listening to The Boss.
Yeah. Do you think everybody has a hungry heart?
I think everybody needs a place to rest.
Well, I was saying it's interesting. I've been listening to Springsteen more, and growing up, I wasn't.
The song,
I wasn't into Springsteen that much.
Right.
But then all of a sudden you hit like 36, 37, you're like, I fucking get that.
You want to get the hell out of here. You want to get in a car and drive.
I
want to get out of Jersey. Away from my wife named Sherry. Stuff like that. Yeah.
I actually love singing like Springsteen to every song that ever comes.
It's fun. You'll have a short broadcasting career, but yeah.
Yeah.
I like Springsteen. But yeah, it gets a little... And I hang out in Asbury Park a lot, so it's a little... He like pops in every once in a while somewhere. It's like sitting in the back with a baseball hat. Like, that was Bruce Springsteen. I'll get to hit the cough button.
In Asbury Park, by the way. Like, I know what you're doing there.
You know what I'm doing there.
Yeah, I know that.
When I'm wearing a, rainbow sweater, they know what I'm doing there, too.
So let's talk about this book you got.
I was going to say we should talk about it. Actually...
Well, I didn't know what you wanted. I didn't know if you want to talk about sports. You want to talk about book?
No, we don't. First of all, we don't do just sports. We've
grown.
You guys are. I shouldn't have not assumed you were just sports.
Thank you.
I love talking about sports, but
we have a wide variety of topics we like to talk
there's
about.
a lot of paints in your palette.
Yes,
I understand.
Thank you.
You're like Bob Ross.
Happy trees.
The book is actually very short. It's like 100 pages, and which is like a novella pretty much. So,
what's the title of the book again?
If I'm on the late side, which is funny. I just did an interview with Alex, my friend Alex, who has the Alex Cast, and I think we were talking for about 35 minutes, and I didn't mention the name of the book. Because you might want to mention the name of the book at some point so that people know it.
If I'm on the late side.
Yeah. It takes place in 1976 and in Pittsburgh, which I've never been to, except for a train station once. I stopped in there at like 7 o'clock in the morning and stretched and went back inside, and that was it. But it counted, I guess. I mean, I guess I was in Pittsburgh. Yeah.
You were in Pittsburgh.
I was in Pittsburgh. Nice bridge. It was the bridges. I saw a nice view of the bridges.
Yeah.
You've seen the stadium.
I've seen it. Yeah, exactly. So that's what else do you need?
What's like obviously, I've known you for forever.
Right. Too long almost.
Yeah, probably too long.
It's getting
since
there.
I was like 8 or 9 since Little League.
Wow.
And,
Shaun McGann played Little League?
Oh.
Yeah. He's a big
played.
catcher.
I excelled.
Really?
Oh, that's all right. I had my moments.
He was playing back in the day where you could try to mow over the catcher.
Sure.
But you didn't.
Wait a minute. I could actually. Oh, no, I had a good story about that. I chased. There was a girl coming around third, and she held up.
I remember that thing.
Jesus. She held up and ran back to third, and I had the ball, and I chased her, and I lunged at her to try to tag her, and I knocked the wind out of myself. Like, I couldn't breathe in. Like, I was like, I can't breathe. I can't know what to do. I can't breathe. Like, I was freaking out. Right. And she scored. And, and she was really pretty, and I embarrassed myself.
So that's when you became an artist, bro.
Right. That's when I was like, you know what? This is stupid. I'm going to start smoking cigarettes.
So you almost got to third base with it.
She almost scored on me. I guess she did.
Well, it's funny. I was going to, before we got off on that tangent,
I know.
which seems to be always a theme with us, but I was going to ask you, it's kind of funny. You've always had this kind of weird fascination with Nixon.
Oh, yeah. He's in the book, yeah.
Yeah, obviously.
Well,
he's in the book.
He's sort of in the book. I don't know if, I don't ever, like...
He's a passing...
I don't really, like, there's a couple things, like, I don't like addressing things if you don't need to.
Okay.
Like, there's a guy at the bar who's kind of like an old school Republican that the narrator kind of spars with back and forth, and he keeps calling him Nixon. So I'm not really saying if it's Richard Nixon or if it's just he calls him Nixon because he's old, an old.
Right. Which I got. I got that when you in the description of the book because I wanted to say something about Richard Nixon.
And if I was smart, I probably would have.
I was like,
sent
it's just Nixon. And I said, there's got to be something there.
Yeah, it's just and then the girl that he talks to, and he keeps calling her Julie Christie because his friend thinks it's Julie Christie from across the bar. She's an actress from the 70s. And it's obviously not, but he keeps calling her that because I don't know. I just felt like it was kind of the way the narrative was going was better, instead of like Nicole or something, you know what I mean? Like it was just like, it's called Julie Christie. It makes more sense. Like you know who it is right away instead of getting confused with other characters. So that's why I did that. And yeah, I like playing around with history a little bit. Like the other book I did was like in the
Doc
80s.
Brown.
Well, yeah, but I keep acknowledging Back to the Future in it, so it was kind of stupid.
That history.
You can't do that, Marty.
You're a regular Mr. Peabody.
I wish I could do that voice. That'd be fun. If I could do that voice, that'd be the whole show. Yeah, so I don't know. So it's like, and then so it's Elvis really did play there in 1976 on New Year's Eve. Mm-hmm. That's when we got the Elvis channel. Did you ever hear the Elvis channel? You have satellite.
Right. Yes, I did.
And they're always like, "Hey, Elvis used to, walk around and buy people Cadillacs and ice cream every day in Memphis when he was." That's like everything like that. Have somebody on tell a story, and it's just that's the same goddamn story every time.
Right.
But they'd play a concert every once in a while, and it was like 1976 Elvis New Year's Eve. I'm like, that was how he did his last New Year's Eve, because you kind of think of like he didn't leave Las Vegas.
Right.
For like 6 years, but no, he was apparently in Pittsburgh, and the heating system broke down, so he like got the hell out of there right away. Is what the gist I got. So I like found the set list somewhere, and then I found a couple reviews from like newspapers that were there, and I started writing it. And then Wonder Boys, that movie Wonder Boys, which was a decent book, but it was a better movie, I think, was in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like this like local towny kind of, so I don't know, it made me think of that too. So that made me kind of like write about this guy who's frustrated with getting older. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And I may be going through some of that myself.
We could all
Should
relate to
have
that.
Springsteen come to that point.
Yeah.
Well, Bruce was young then, though.
What do I got to do to get
Oh,
on
we
your
can't
books?
go on together with suspicious minds.
You probably did cover it. That's pretty good. And I said, "Hey, why is your mind so suspicious?" And she said, "Come on over here, baby."
I'll tell you what, if it doesn't have the horns at the end, it's
I
shit.
know. With the fade back in?
fade in.
Oh, yeah, I hate that one.
Yeah.
I don't know why they put that one out. So pretty much he meets a girl, and it's pretty short time span. It's just the one night, and and there's a lot of flashbacks into like there's a high school reunion thing. It's not his high school, and he's hanging out with his uncle the whole time, who's a little bit older than him. That's kind of like pissed him off quite a bit, and they have a little bit of tension. So that's pretty much it. I don't know how to explain it because it's kind of just like it's kind of like getting older and what the fuck am I doing kind of thing.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
When you go to publish this, is there
Yes.
a feeling of relief getting it out there, or is it like, oh shit, what did I just do?
Initially, and then there's immediately that. Yeah.
It's a little bit of both.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Initially, it was like, good, I'm done with this. I never have to look at this again.
Right.
Which I felt less with this than the last one, because the last one I had was kicking around for years. And I like tried to get it like published, like at Random House and stuff. And you got to wait like 6 months to hear back.
Yeah.
And I sent a lot of them out. And it's like you pretty much have to try to hook them within the first 5 pages, which is hard.
Right.
Because it's like, well, you don't really understand what's happening in the first 5 pages, and like, whatever, just give me the first 5 pages. And, well, we don't really do science fiction. Well, we don't really do humor. We don't really do this. So it's like, whatever. So I just like, screw it, I'm just going to put this one out before I hate it, because I don't hate it yet.
A humorous science fiction book?
Well, I just the other one was the one before it, which sold literally like nothing. That was it was so funny that I got a lot of response on Facebook for this, because like, oh my god, you did a book, that's so great. I'm like, yeah, I fucking did.
Buy
Like,
it?
Yeah.
You should plug the name of that. That's the Plastic
Plastic Brats. Yeah, that was
That was the first book?
that was the second one. The first one was a short story thing that actually did okay, so I feel okay about it. I don't have any lingering.
But what, the last book you didn't?
I published it, and I did I didn't have Instagram or any of that stuff, so I like went on Facebook and said, hey, I did this, and I shared the Amazon link, and there was a couple like, oh, that's cool,
Yeah.
but it didn't sell anything, and then I'm gonna swallow my gum. Sorry,
That's all right.
that's why you're not supposed to chew gum when
It's
you're.
funny with that stuff, because I follow some people who do the self-publishing stuff,
Yeah.
and it's like, you got to put a lot into it. The YouTube
Yeah, you gotta like really sell yourself, like whore yourself. And I'm telling you this is gonna happen with you guys, is you're gonna be like doing this a lot, and somebody you know well is gonna be like, are you still doing that podcast thing? And you're like, motherfucker, I just posted the link to one like a show yesterday. Like you know,
Yeah.
I post a link every week to it.
Right.
And they're going to be like, oh, I didn't even notice. I'm never on Facebook or something. It's always going to be like that. I mean, it's like friends and bands went through the same thing where it's like, yeah, I just posted everything. I'm like, still doing that music thing. So it's like, you know, there's a lot of that. So
It's funny though. I follow. It's such a different world now with the publishing and stuff. Like, did you use like beta readers or anything like that? Or?
no, actually, they do. They proof it, and then I got it proofed, and then of course there's like some of them that'll make mistakes, and I write how I talk or how they're supposed to talk,
Right.
and so that'll get corrected on stuff where you don't want it to be corrected,
Right.
And so I had to go back and fix that a little bit, but. And I'm sure there's probably like a glaring mistake somewhere that I missed after reading it 14 times.
Like Julie Chrisite.
Well, I fixed that. Yeah, that was I was gonna let that go, and I'm like, that's on the cover. I can't let that go because it was like another 72 hours to get it fixed.
Right.
And I'm like, that's pretty bad. I'm glad I caught it because that would have haunted me forever. Not forever, but for a while,
A few days.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
So I don't know. So that's how interesting it is. So I'll hopefully like another week I'll keep plugging it, and then if anybody thinks like I haven't had too much of the "is this about me" thing yet,
Right.
but it's really not about anybody. So
Well, they're so vain.
yeah, of course. But I can see a couple people going like, this sounds a
That
little bit.
me generation.
Yeah, I mean it's not even about me really.
They probably
You know?
think this book is about them.
That's gonna be the next one.
Oh, you probably think it's about you. Don't you?
You gotta like get the headband and the white T-shirt for the next Facebook Live. You should just come as Bruce
When we
Springsteen.
went to go see Deftones, and we were doing that. I don't know if you remember that because you were.
I was pretty.
so drunk, but I remember
Me?
I started. Well, I was too, but I remember we started singing like "Drive," and it's like this town.
Oh my God, I do
don't feel mine.
I do remember that.
And we were like, "That is a Bruce Springsteen song." It's like written exactly. Like,
Probably it's probably He probably wrote it and gave it to them. Hungry Heart was supposed to be for the Ramones.
oh really?
Really?
Yeah, he was going to give it to the Ramones, and they wouldn't let him because they said, "This is a hit, dude. You better record this yourself." They'll just screw it up.
I didn't know.
True.
Yeah, it was on the greatest hits liner notes. I feel like you're bored.
Yeah. No. I don't like being the dumbest person on my own show.
Oh, stop it. What do you want to talk about? Let's talk about.
No, I really like. I'm very interested in your book. Seriously,
It's-
like,
well-
what? How long does that process take, man? Seriously,
If you're lazy about it, like as long as it took me, probably a year and a half. That's what it
but
took
like
me.
when you self-published it. So I have stuff written. I'm going to write a book.
Right.
That's what I say too. I guess that's why I'm interested.
I have a bunch of stuff written. It doesn't nothing of it doesn't go together at all. I'm just gonna,
Right.
I feel like slapping it together though. You went through Create Space, right?
Yeah. And
Which is for Amazon. In case
Yeah,
people don't know.
and that was just the easiest one to do. And it is pretty easy. I mean, I only started putting the actual book together about a month ago. Like as far as the cover and everything. Actually,
Right.
the cover, I'm actually really happy that the cover came out nice because the last one I hated.
Cover did come
see, I
out.
like
Did you
that.
do
I
it
like
yourself?
that.
Or?
Yeah, it was a picture. I was like, I was going to put a picture just to see what the picture would look like on the, they have like where you could just upload your own cover
right.
design, or you could use one of their cover designs and then put a picture on it.
Right.
All right, let me see what one of those looks like. And then you can play with the font or whatever. So I just uploaded any picture. I'm like, that picture actually works perfect because it's right around the holidays.
Right,
and everything.
right,
So, so I was happy with how that came out. And then, it's, you have some interesting choices you can make with it, like as far as design and stuff. And then the Kindle stuff, I've sold nothing on Kindle at all.
Really?
Which I thought would have been like the biggest.
Yeah. Did that came out on Kindle already? Because you said it was
today.
Today.
Yeah, but I mean on the other ones too.
Get your fucking Kindles out, people! Like, what are you doing?
I know. I was just surprised
Save the
because
environment.
it's free. Like it was free on the other one. It was like if you bought the paperback, the Kindle was free, and
Right.
the other one was like $2, I think. So I was just surprised. I thought that would have like done a little better, but that was hard. That kept coming out like shit. Like you'd have like the spacing would be like off
Right,
completely,
right.
and that's that. I mean, the formatting stuff's the biggest deal. But as far as like actually putting it together and writing it, it depends. I mean, how long have you been working on what you're working on? For a long time.
Yeah.
So-
Me, I worked
Yeah,
on
you-
shit for 20 years. You know all my ideas already.
No, I know, but I mean that's the thing.
I've
And
written So I have one book that I've been working on, but I'm not anywhere near done with it yet. It's like a fucking memoir of my life. Because I've let it.
Well, you're not dead yet either.
Yeah, but it's like of my childhood, but each chapter is like related through different like sports stars that I watched and stuff like that.
It's pretty interesting. It's a good idea.
Thank you. Jay Burke read some of it.
Oh, really?
I read the Mets stuff, so.
That's all he read. He skipped all the other bullshit.
Wow, he wanted me to.
Fucking Giants. Who cares? Oh.
Lawrence Taylor.
How's that?
Yeah.
No, but he. The thing is, and from like either, I think the biggest reason why I just did the self-publishing thing was because
Just wanted to get it out.
I just wanted attention from people because I was lonely. No,
You had to get on the podcast.
and I had to get on the podcast. No, it's like if you don't, it'll never be done. You know what I mean? Like you'll tinker with it forever.
Right.
If you don't, and then so it was like kind of a way to just like, okay, this is done for now, and I'm letting it go. It's out there. Even if one person buys it,
Right.
it's out there, and it's like I'm done with it. I don't want to go back.
I didn't
and
buy
revisit
it yet, but I'm definitely going to. I'm interested in
I'll
reading
get them. I bought a couple copies. I'm just waiting for them to come
I was
in.
going to say, Evan Toth always gave me his CDs for free, but that's Evan Toth.
Well, even
Drop
Toth,
it, Toth.
apparently his self-worth is lower than mine. No,
Oh, man.
no, I have a stack coming that
See a
I'm.
Twitter
I actually thought I
war,
would have got. Yeah, he's gonna.
So
Heard
let's
McGann
say I
talking
wanted
shit.
to write a book, and Scott Baio was in it.
Scott Baio was going to sue this fucking
You're
guy.
Scott Baio can
gonna
suck
have to
my
make.
balls.
You're gonna have to make Scott Baio a partner. He's gonna have to take Jay's part to settle a lawsuit.
The Luke Cappetta Show with Scott Baio.
And it's gonna be a register.
Lenny Dykstra going to be in charge of merchandising.
Yeah, Lenny Dice. That's
The
good.
new boy on whose podcast?
Presented by Charlie Sheen.
He's going to do the opening.
Sheen Planet.
Planet Sheen with Luke
Planet
Cappetta.
Sheen.
Are you a winner?
Would you live on Planet Sheen? Would you? No, seriously.
I think I am living on Planet Sheen.
Would you order a gift for somebody from a website called Planet Sheen?
Probably not, unless it was like Jay or something for like a birthday or maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When I
I
listen
gag
back
you.
to that, and I think of Planet Sheen, all I can think of is it sounds like a Mormon planet, but better. You know, like it sounds like a place a Mormon wants to go because it's better.
That's the next planet. Yeah, it's the next phase.
Like,
Yeah, that would be like, oh, this is a nice Sheen planet. That's all I could come up with.
like you
I
don't even
reversed
have to
it.
wear the magic socks when you get there. It's
You don't even need to wear socks.
just, sorry, we just lost the Mormons.
Well, that's a big market out here in
That's a huge
Jersey.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. That one person that subscribed to the podcast
just went
in
like this.
Salt Lake.
Just went, aw. Just shut his computer off.
He disconnected his dial-up.
Threw it out the window. Because, oh, maybe that wasn't that bad. And then he's got to dial the whole thing back up and listen to it and start it at the beginning. Because he can't fast forward.
Podcast is buffering for 47 minutes.
So what's it like when you... This sucks. I should listen to it. There's your character, the I don't know, the grumpy Mormon
Who likes Scott
who
Baio?
likes Scott Baio and has dial-up. It's probably all those
Hey,
things are true.
Verizon, where do I get in Fios?
Yeah,
2025.
So that's 2 hits to the Arrested Development reunion. Timbre and Scott Baio. Oh, it's Bob Loblaw. I can't even say it. Can I?
Bob Loblaw.
But he might. I think it went
I forgot
back.
about
I have to
that.
be honest though.
Wow, there's a whole lot of
I had a lot of
rape
trouble
going on there.
with the Netflix.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Nah,
It got better as it went, I thought. But
you know what it was? It was more. Jason Bateman on the original show was like the
sane. Yeah, and he wasn't this
in that
time.
show. You know, it's like he always pointed out these people are nuts.
Well, I think they were trying to skip it to George Michael, and it didn't work as good.
Yeah,
Like that he was the sane one, but
Right.
yeah. And this one's supposed to be a murder mystery though, which might be
To
interesting.
be honest, I didn't finish.
Wait, there's going to be another one?
Yeah, they're doing it now.
Really? I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, I keep up on all Netflix stuff. I need a reason to live.
Well, we were talking about that. It's very
Yeah.
funny. It's like actors must have work now forever because of Netflix.
Yeah,
I mean,
Uh,
especially remember if you were a middle-aged actress, it was like,
we're done. Yeah,
it was like
unless you're Meryl Streep,
right.
Yeah.
not no more.
Now they're all over.
Nobody
Winona
jerks off to
Ryder's
her.
back and-
Well, let's not just let's not rush to judgments here.
She did Beetlejuice, and then she did this.
Who?
Winona Ryder.
Oh, I thought he said Meryl Streep. Well, either way.
You might have said Meryl Streep.
Either way, I'll stick by my statement.
Yeah. I mean, who am I to judge? I fucking jerked off to Rue McClanahan at the Golden Girls.
Well, you're gonna start somewhere.
She was Blanche, dirty whore.
She was the Randy one.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
You make it sound so clean when you say it like that.
Blanche.
She's a dirty, stanking whore.
You're gonna get the estate of Rue McClanahan presents Luke Cappetta.
A glazed prune.
Wow. You never know. You never know, though. I like somebody with little miles on the wheels,
That's right.
I like to think she was just ahead of her time.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of pastels and stuff I could have done without, but it was the 80s. They were all
Wicker.
Wicker, hats and stuff, yeah.
I think I'm just going to bring back the wicker and pastels. It's going to be my new
Worth a shot.
new shit.
I want to bring back the plastic couch.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
The plastic couch?
Well, I mean, there's usually a floral pattern underneath.
Right.
With the plastic over it. And
My grandma had that
I just
for
like
years.
the squeaks when you lay it
Try to get up, yeah.
It sticks to your skin. And
Oh,
shit.
it's gross. Yeah, it's horrible, but it's, it makes your guests uncomfortable. It's probably worth it.
Right. It helps with my paranoia, like if I know the guests are
Uncomfortable.
I don't
Nice.
Just sit there and
They can't just come and kill me or run out of the house without me knowing something's going on.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's a real squeak on the couch.
Right.
Oh, shit. I feel bad that you don't want to talk about sports. I was all, ready to go.
Oh,
Well,
really?
well, tell me, what do you want?
How much, how we doing?
Oh, we're good. We're only
About 30 minutes. So.
yeah. And the first 5 minutes were just
Yeah.
I think the Mets are going to be more fascinating than the Yankees this year. Is that
Really?
possible?
yeah.
The Yankees were interesting last year because they were young and nobody thought they were going to do anything.
It was very. It's very.
Wow, you did prepare.
I did. Well, I mean, I know this.
The funny thing about the
But-
Yankees.
Do you watch a lot of baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I know Jay does.
It was cool when the Yankees were the last couple of years before last year because I didn't care very much. It was like
Weird position.
yeah, but no, it was fine because even when they're in last year was almost exhausting. It was I didn't expect them to go anywhere, and it was I have to watch all these fucking games now. This is
You're a Yankee fan?
I have
yeah.
to say, when we went, obviously, for anybody out there, me and Lou went to Game 5 of the World Series.
Yeah, because you called me I was on the air
Yes,
for
we
that.
did.
Yes.
We went to Game 5 when the Mets played the Royals. We went on a whim that day.
Yep.
Went to StubHub and got.
Was that the last game? That was the last game? Game 5?
Yeah.
That's the game I think Harvey killed his career.
Oh, probably.
Honestly. I think he blew out his arm, honestly.
Yep.
Because he was throwing 98 in the ninth.
Yep. He was never the same after that game. And then all of a sudden he just fucking.
But when they tied that game, it was almost like, you know what? The Royals are going to win this at some point. Let's just end this.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, why drag out the misery? Yeah.
And it's like, come
Extra
on.
innings.
Well, that's how I felt about every series the Yankees were in the playoffs. I was like, dude, just come on, the Indians are going to roll over these
Stop
guys.
the
Just
fight.
stop it. And then, and then and of course, I wound up being here on every decisive game, so it was
Right.
I had to check my phone or something. And then the Houston thing was this is all right. Well, Houston's definitely going to beat them. Who was the first one? It wasn't. It was the wild card game when they were down.
The Twins.
Yeah, against the Twins, and they were losing. They were getting killed right off the bat.
It would have been very interesting, though, if they went to the World Series and won, because I think they would have been the first team to beat 3 100-win teams.
Yeah, that would have
in the
been.
World Series.
And then they would have fired their manager
And then
anyway.
they would have fired.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
I was glad the Mets hired Callaway, 3 days before that happened.
Yeah, I know.
Because Joe Torre wouldn't have been perfect for a team that doesn't want to spend money.
Yeah, they.
Although the market, we were just talking about that. There was an interesting article out today that said
Oh, the
the
markets.
free agent market has fallen to the Mets level, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what was it? What's his name? The agent, Super Boris, was saying that everybody's content with being mediocre now, so they don't care. They'll sell tickets, and that's all they care about. Which is fair to a point, but I don't
think
think.
it comes down to partly too, though. I mean, you can assign these guys to mega contracts. Look at David Wright or somebody like that. When was the last time? He's still got 3 or 4 years left on it.
Bobby Bonilla.
They're still paying Bobby.
Bonilla still has 15 years left on his
He hasn't played in a while. I don't know if he's coming back.
Fucking Bobby Bonilla.
I feel like there's a Bobby Bonilla parking spot there, and there's some guy just waiting to see if he comes back. I don't know. One of these days, maybe.
It's going to be one day during an important game in 2021. He's just going to walk through the Arctic Circle.
With a sandwich. Heard you guys needed a pinch hitter. Bobby Bonilla?
It's going to be like the Will.
Strikes out in 3 pitches.
What are you doing here?
Embarrassingly, just strikes out.
Oh my god!
Disappears again. Well,
Fastballs and like the 50-mile-an-hour palm ball that he just swings right through.
The Mets were fascinating. Even when they 14, I guess they were fascinating too. The Yankees were just boring as hell when they had when they were just like okay, but
Right.
it was like all right, well, A-Rod was the most interesting thing to see. He was going to hit 30 home runs when he came, all that stuff, and Teixeira was a bore. And who else did they? I don't remember who else they had. It feels like 100 years ago.
Last
CC.
year,
Yeah, I mean, like,
He's just a fat alcoholic.
well, he's
the funny thing about last year was
CC's Bathia
I
presents
felt like
It's the Scott Baio.
the Smirnoff Scott Baio Luca Pettis with Jay Burke and Lenny Dykstra.
Nailed it.
I thought that was the name of the show, and you guys always talked about Lenny Dykstra. And just called the show Nailed
can
It.
start doing it.
Nailed it.
We should do a WFDU show. Just
Yeah, just called
should.
Nailed It.
Nailed
we
it.
want to talk about Lenny Dykstra for 1 hour every week. We think there's a market out there on tap.
Lenny has chlamydia this week.
I heard Lenny's looking a little drippy.
So what I really, really want to know is
Okay.
about your book.
Oh, okay.
I know we just talked.
We're
sports,
back
but
on that shit.
Yeah, but I just can't. I just need to ask.
Sure,
this.
sure.
Did you write the book just so you could bang author groupies?
Sure. Why else do I do anything? there's a very small pool of author groupies.
Yeah, I think that.
And I have yet to run into any of them.
I was just gonna say, I think you missed the boat between
Yeah.
You might have missed out on the college radio.
Oh, I'm
author
10 years behind on
groupies.
everything. Actually, that's what I was going to say. It's funny how
start a
everything.
grunge band.
Yeah, so that might be Beckett's.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a little song by a band called Nirvana. You might have heard of them.
With the lights out, it's less dangerous.
We kind of play like Seattle stuff with a Bruce Springsteen tilt on it. Like our singer's heavily into Bruce Springsteen, and we just kind of play Nirvana stuff in the back.
I'm full control.
He is the fucking tambourine. It's a
Saxophone, yeah. We're going to saxophone in the middle of things. It could work. You never know. I'm 10 years too late on everything, or 20 at this point. Everything has like an asterisk next to it because as like people.
Because you did steroids
Well, yeah, exactly.
in the 90s.
Yeah, I did radio steroids.
WFDU.
This kid's got some pipes. We don't even have to turn up the volume. I wonder if he's juicing it. No, I had a friend of mine went to the high school reunion, and I guess he was talking to some
Did you
girl
go to
there.
your high school reunion?
No, God, what am I?
I didn't go to
What am
mine.
I, masochist? He was talking to some girl there, and her husband's a comedian.
Right.
And he went here. He went to FDU, and I mean, I apparently he went to school with us, but I honestly don't remember him. But he must have mentioned I do radio at FDU. Mm-hmm. So she's like, "Oh, do you think he can plug my husband's shows coming up?" And he goes, "Yeah, I'll talk to him. It should be fine." So she finally got in touch with me directly, and she was nice. She sent me the stuff, and I read the plugs, and then it starts coming out like you start like peeling away some layers. Like, so is this on the air? Well, no, it's on HD radio, and it's on the internet and iHeartRadio and stuff. And it's like, oh, okay. So like, and do you get paid for this? And it's like, well, no, it's a volunteer thing, and I just get to do it. It's always like, oh, like it's more. You get
Right.
So it was like even the other day with the book, it was like, oh, congratulations! I didn't realize you were published. I'm like, well, it's self-published, and I kind of did it myself. And I was like, oh, well,
Yeah, it was kind of.
all of a sudden
why are you fucking bothering?
It's kind of the same reaction I got when I was 30 and I made a rap CD.
That's because you were 30 and you made a rap CD.
Yeah, go figure.
It's a young man's game.
Jay-Z's like 45.
That's true.
But he's.
Did you really you had a rap CD? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What was it called?
I had 2 of them.
See?
Yeah, see?
Did you do it on CreateSpace?
Actually, it was before that. I published them at FedEx Kinko's.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, those are fun. Like when you get like 100 copies of the cover made and then you stuff them.
I think I remember. Was that Jersey?
Garden State of
Garden
Mind.
State of Mind.
Or state of mind. Give it to me. I'll play it on the radio.
I
Or
gotta
the
find some.
it's not really the radio though. It's the.
WFDU.
Oh yeah. Do you have a radio friendly version?
Radio friend.
Yeah, I played that before.
Yeah, I think so. I'm radio friendly.
What do I think? I think.
Hey, you can have Jay do some Bruce over
That's
it.
it. Yeah.
Jersey State of Mind.
There's actually a documentary on YouTube about adult rappers. They're all like fucking white guys like me, like fucking receding hairlines and shit. They're with their fucking hat backwards and stuff, just like me. It was like looking into a mirror for 30 minutes. I was just like, what a fucking dickbag I am.
And you didn't even get invited to the documentary.
No, I was like, why do fucking people even like me? What the fuck am I doing? I need to reevaluate a lot of things.
I'm going to start a podcast. That's it, a podcast.
That's it. People got to hear me talk.
Well, it's a good idea. I mean,
the podcast or rapping at 30?
both. I think you should do both.
Or being a white rapper.
When are you going to be 30 again?
True. Never. I just turned 40.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting there.
That's bullshit.
Creeping up.
My pubes aren't gray yet. So
No salt and pepper. And my beard's getting. I'm going to be
mine
Santa
too,
Claus by the end of the fucking year. But
I'm still trying to grow a beard.
yeah, this motherfucker.
Fuzz.
This fucking guy
yeah.
sleeps upside down or
Yeah,
something.
what the fuck? Like, yeah, Jay doesn't have a beard. His hair is all fucking nice and shit. He looks young.
Yeah. And I got 3 kids. I don't know how
He's
that.
got 3 kids.
Eh,
I got 5 kids, and they all fucking. Well,
I'm not sure if I have any. I don't think so.
My 2 young ones are awesome.
Yeah, what's the gap? There's like a big gap, right? Or not a big gap, but there's a gap. Right?
Yeah, they go 21, 18, 18, 14, and 6.
All right, so you got this. Yeah.
Christopher Walken had a thing about how he kept his hair. You know that.
Yeah, he yanks his hair. I do
Yanks
that.
his hair. He also
Doesn't work for
killed
me.
Natalie Wood.
Might have. Which is a shame because Natalie Wood was a good actress.
I would say,
Yeah,
like,
Christopher Walken.
Well, he might have covered it up. I think Robert Wagner.
Yeah,
I
Robert
think he
Wagner
did
did it. Yeah.
And then he goes, "All right, don't panic. We're just gonna drive off into the ocean and."
Dad, go save yourself.
I got a fever, and the only
Nobody knows that
prescription is murder.
I can't do it, Christopher Walken. But I wanted to think. Now listen to me. See, we're gonna take this body. We're gonna throw it off the side. Burt Lancaster or something.
At my job where we were trying to sell like insurance to each other as Christopher Walken. But now I can't think of how we did it. It was like, insurance. It's a big deal.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I hate it when people do Christopher Walken because it usually sucks. That was actually good.
It's a big deal. That's what I'm here for.
There's on Springsteen.
And Springsteen and Walken.
I can't do impression. I can do impression, and then I start listening to myself, and I'm like, oh,
You know what?
I
I
screwed
I
up.
sound like Shaun McGann trying to do
Yeah.
an
It's
impression.
funny because
Trying to do Pacino all the
I
time.
do
Yeah.
it to like my kids on the impressions of things, and I'll get an impression down, but I can only do like one at a time.
Yeah.
So if
So you'd
I
be a
get-
terrible comedian.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Nicholson. Thank you. That's all I've got. And
It's like I can't
you have to write.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Remember I used to have that.
Yeah. What was
that
it?
the McGregor
What was it? It was the. What did you say?
Phantom Menace one.
It was. So he had a line.
But I can't do it. It was like once the droids
Oh, yeah.
control the surface.
And it was some kid. I was like, "Hey, kid, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi," and he said, it, and the
And
kid
he
just
ran
looked.
away.
Yeah, he ran away.
You can't do that now.
No,
Yeah,
you would have been. You would have been brutalized by a parent.
I just did a pretty good Adam Carolla before. I thought
That was a great Adam. Hey, I'm Adam Carolla.
I'm Adam Carolla. For $29, I will teach you how to podcast.
You just think of something to talk about, I guess, and talking to the mic, and make sure that the levels are set.
I used to be on a show with Jimmy Kimmel.
It's called the Man Show. You know what it was about? We used to bring in some girls out and have them shake their boobs.
And now,
You get it?
now he's rich, and I'm back to being a carpenter with 2,000 podcast episodes.
Well, Rogan and Doug Stanhope took that over, the Man Show, if you
Yeah.
recall. And Stanhope has this thing in his act about People still come up to me and go, "You ruined the Man Show," like it was some kind of like work of art, like
Yeah, like the Sistine Chapel.
He's like, "You know how much they paid me to ruin the Man Show?" Because I would do it every time they asked me to. I would do it.
Stand-up is fantastic.
I love stand-up.
Oh my god, it's funny. I was saying I love Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah,
but it's like Lou said. I mean, it's just
too long.
It's so long.
He's on for a while. Yeah, I've heard some of them.
I never
yeah.
really loved his comedy routine much. But it's funny because he says it on the podcast a couple of times. He's like, everybody looks at me and just thinks I'm a meathead. And that's kind of like how I always looked at him until I heard a clip.
Yeah, he's on the mushrooms and everything. Yeah.
DMTs.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, if you're having problems with depression or anxiety, you just drop some DMT and go into a tank.
I think I watch UFC and a guy get his skull cracked open. Yeah, it'll be fine. I can never reconcile that whole thing with like I've tried with watching UFC. I can't get into it just because it's like almost too much. It's like when they're just standing there pounding the guy in the face, like mercilessly until he taps.
Reminds you of high school?
Sure. I start flinching just out of.
Ow!
Here's my goddamn lunch money. Get away. Take it.
I wasn't hungry
It was
anyway.
tomorrow's money too. So I'm so fat now. I'm making up for all those lunches I got beat up for.
The first time I watched UFC, and I was like, I just knew Joe Rogan from that show News Radio.
Yeah,
and I was just like, the fuck is this guy doing being a commentator? He just fill out an application or something? Like, oh yeah, my show got canceled. Let me be a fucking commentator on some fucking mixed martial arts sport.
You want to know something though? I read about him. I read he makes about, just off of YouTube clips, he makes like $2 million.
Wow. So there's your goal.
Yeah.
So,
Make some YouTube clips. I have no ambition to do that stuff. Not that I would. Well, anything really. This book was
money's
just.
not for me.
I've seen money before. I mean, how many times can you look at this? You know, like some of the shows here like really like promote the shit out of themselves, and it's like
Really?
yeah, and it's like
You're too good for that.
it's not even that. It's like
It's a full-time job though.
Yeah,
We talk
it is.
about
It's
that.
fucking.
yeah,
You
and
gotta stay on Twitter. Like, that's
I don't
the
know how to.
biggest thing, man.
Yeah, exactly. I noticed that you guys are like fucking all over Twitter all the time, and it's
I
like
just started too. Like, I just forced myself to fucking tweet shit. Sometimes I just tweet shit I don't even fucking believe in.
I know.
Like, yeah, like just
no meddling. See, what?
yeah. Nah, I'm just like, yeah, hey, gun control.
Gun control. What? WTF? Shrugs.
SMH.
You know, let him figure it out. It's pretty neutral.
Those tweets are going to get me in trouble though with all that. Because I always feel like insulated on Twitter with it,
Right.
But now I've connected it to Facebook,
Yeah.
Worst ever.
and it's the worst idea in history.
Because I think people lay off a little more on Twitter, and as far as like if you're not like Patton Oswalt or something, I mean, like if you're not like a celebrity, I guess they're less inclined maybe to start a fight.
Right.
But most of the time on Facebook, it seems like it's people you like either sort of know or family members. And you're ruining Thanksgiving now, and
Yep.
I think there was a time when I'd argue it, and at this point, and maybe you should. I mean, but I don't think you're going to change somebody's. And I've had this conversation. I actually had this conversation with your father once.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like I don't even bother arguing anymore because you're not going to change anybody's mind.
Right.
Yeah,
It's going to piss me off, and
Nobody can just have a conversation.
yeah,
Well, that's what it is.
Or agree to disagree.
yeah.
A lot of the stuff even I was talking about today with the we're getting serious, but with the gun control debate and stuff like that is my problem more is you can't even get that started into a conversation.
Yeah, because it's immediately.
Nobody's really talking about. I don't know a ton of people are saying just take away all
No one's saying
guns. They're
Yeah.
saying,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, I'm sure there's people saying it, but you know what I mean? Yeah.
Obviously there is, but I listen. I live in a country where I get carded, and they track me for buying cough medicine.
Yeah.
I could just go through one of the loopholes, or I could buy.
One guy tries to light his sneakers up, and we got everybody. I mean, I know that's a cliche one, but I mean,
Right.
I don't know. It's crazy, and it's a lot of people regurgitating the same shit, which is funny because they're same people calling sports shows.
Yeah.
Going, saying, we got to get another pitcher because
we need more arms.
Yeah.
And put guns in people's hands. God damn it.
when I say arms, yeah,
We got Mario from the car
Listen.
phone.
yeah, Mario. On the,
Who the fuck? How come it's only like sports? People are calling sports shows are still calling from the car phone.
This big brick phone in the middle.
Hey, I'm Joe Beningo, bro.
yeah,
We got Mario for the car phone.
Mario. No,
I actually got through my teenage years listening to Joe Beningo till like 4 a.m.
I've listened to who's the other guy that's on overnights? I'm not Schmooze. After Schmooze,
Scott Summers.
yeah,
The guy who had that voice that was like,
yeah.
And here we have
Yeah, he's on like Sunday
Daryl
mornings. Right?
Strawberry, who's
Yeah,
snorted
Scott
enough
Summers.
Oh, Steve Summers.
Steve Summers.
Yeah.
Scott
Yeah.
Summers.
He's the New York
Cyclops.
The New York. I used to listen to the Cyclops show all the time. He talked about all these times the X-Men went on raids and stuff. It was
Wolverine
so cool.
with his big iron dick keeps fucking my girl. Fucking asshole.
keeps saying don't. He keeps doing it anyway.
Yeah, and he calls me Bub.
Doesn't be cool anymore. I saw Black Panther last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
How was it?
I liked it. It was very topical and subtly topical, but topical. Mm-hmm. And insofar as
Justice Warriors.
no, not so much that, but that would have been interesting. No, there was about
I've just seen
immigration
that
and
around.
whatnot.
It's like as soon as there's it's like if there's a woman or somebody of some kind of other color than white, it's like,
Right.
oh, the social justice warriors are out.
Oh yeah.
I always see that on.
I saw there was a thing going around with a white girl with her face beaten. It said, my girlfriend and I went to go see Black Panther, and a black kid threw a bottle at her face and said, wrong theater. And they debunked like this. They used this like 15 different times for like every, since like New Jack City.
I did read. It's funny. They have what is it called? Nerdist News, which I watch all the time.
Right.
I'm all up to date on those movies. The problem is I just don't have the money to go see the movies.
Well, you should write a book, Jay.
Yeah. You'll have movie. You'll have
You
movie
can see
money for
like one movie a month.
3 weeks.
They were calling it. They were saying, "Is Black Panther the godfather of the Marvel Cinematic
They
Universe?"
say it like every time a new movie comes out, like a new franchise for them comes out, they kind of say that, don't they?
Well, me and you, I think we have discussions about them, but Marvel's a very interesting studio to me because they don't shoot for the stars. In other words, I get exactly what I expect.
They have a form, yeah. It's like
and I always enjoy
it's
it.
candy, yeah.
Where we could talk about DC or whatever. But
Yeah,
I just never seem to enjoy it as much. I know you have a different opinion of these things as far as you don't take them.
I don't take him. I know. I go to a movie to see some superheroes and shit.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
kinda what-
watching Citizen Kane.
No, I get it.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you. I mean,
There's still a level of like when I go see Batman. I guess it's V Superman. It was like there was just no joy at all.
it was like kind of just.
It
Yeah,
just
but I mean,
dragged.
but it was basically. I mean, a lot of it was based off the Dark Knight
Yeah, right.
Returns, and that whole fucking
what
thing is
pissed
dark.
me off with that whole thing because I've read that.
That whole thing is dark. That Batman is not.
but that was
not a nice Batman.
That was a little
He's
different though because at least Superman was like kind of militarized a little bit in that one. Like he was like kind of from, but like this was like he was pissed off that he blew the city up, and then they blow the city up while they're fighting. It's like it was just dumb shit like that. I mean, it was, and I remember even saying to you when we saw, it, I was like, it's fine. It was what I thought it was going to be. It was like I didn't like it, but that's pretty much what I thought it was going to be. And like Suicide Squad was the same. There was like one big set piece on like
That one was kind of a disappointment. I just thought
I thought that might be better, but
I
it
thought
was
that was going to be good in kind of like a weird artsy comic book.
Yeah, I mean you're right. I mean it is comic book movies, and I do like it is like kind of like Thor was like the perfect example. The last Thor movie,
Right.
Yeah.
it was just total fun. I thought it was a blast.
Right,
like the whole movie was just fun, and like that's kind of why I go to it. But occasionally, it's like some of the times they're like good, and it's like you kind of get like expectations or something.
So I take my little guy to see all the superhero movies, man, and if he loves it,
Yeah, that's all that
I love
matters.
it.
Yeah,
Because it really, honestly, there's not, and like everything's got to be made like so fucking serious and avant-garde and all that shit. I don't even know what that fucking means, but I know that people do it.
people do avant-garde.
Yeah, but it's just like, yo, man, there's not, you can't just It can't just be fun. Like,
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like most of that, and that's
like
what
the last Indiana Jones movie was fucking stupid, but it was fun. Like I
There were
thought it was
parts of
fun,
it that-
man. Like it was just like, all right, cool. Yo, I watched. I took all my kids to see it, and it was family friendly, and everybody had a good time, and it wasn't a fucking cartoon.
Well, now you make me feel like a dick.
Yeah, I mean, you put it that way.
You know, maybe I should take some of those Sheila Booth posts back. Maybe that might have drove him crazy. No, actually, I don't think
He's
I
a
would.
rapper now.
Yeah, sure. He's not even. Is he 30? He's got to be 30.
I don't know.
He's been around forever.
Yeah,
Did you like Star Wars?
yeah.
Did we talk about?
I
loved it.
Yeah. I did too. I liked it.
I don't
We
know.
talked about it.
I was going to say that,
Yo, it's either like
in my opinion, that might actually, because I've watched it a couple of times.
Oh, really?
The problem is when you first see it, and I know I wrote that article about it, which is gone now.
Oh, yeah, I
They
forgot
took
about
site-
that.
They took that.
They
Site.
took the site down?
Yeah,
That
I'm like,
sucks.
damn it, there's my clip.
Wait, what happened? What happened? They took that site down. It was
They did warn that they were like out of money and they were doing the site.
So whoever wants to write something,
Save your clip.
Let me get on that.
I didn't realize it when I wrote.
Hey, are you guys publishing books too?
Because to get my book in real quick if I could.
But I felt the first time you see it, that movie, everything's a letdown in that movie. Everything. And I
Yeah.
did that in the best possible way.
Yeah.
Like my whole life.
Right.
It's like life.
But everything that could go wrong kind of goes wrong. And it just takes such a different turn than all 7.
Yeah,
certain
well,
movies.
yeah, because at least even in fucking Empire, it's like, we all didn't get killed at least.
Yeah. But I think that might be like the second or third best one for now.
It was,
honestly.
yeah, I'd like to see it
I
again.
mean, Empire is always going to be my favorite. And
Yeah, that's gonna be hard to beat. But I didn't like that fucking Force Awakens. The more I see it, like of it,
Yeah.
I wish they would have just kept it like with the new characters. I wish they. That's what I think it is. It's even with this one. It's like, what the fuck does this have to do with anything anymore? It's like Luke Skywalker's dead, Darth Vader's dead. Like, who the fuck are we? Like, who are we dealing? Wasn't
Well,
the whole story like about how the son was redeeming the father and?
I think that's part of the problem too with
like-
some of the fans. It's kind of like you had a happy ending,
Yeah, it was done.
and then you made the characters miserable.
Yeah.
It's like
Fucking Han's like a 72-year-old freighter again, like
Yeah.
divorced, and his son doesn't talk to him, and
His son killed him.
Yeah, and his son kills him, and then before that, he's doing all these shitty jobs where he's got to deliver monsters to people.
Yeah.
He's like 70, and Leia's like, oh, I don't know, my brother has disappeared, and
Yeah.
Luke's drinking blue tit milk off from the source,
but I loved it.
Straight from the tap.
straight from the tap.
I think it's funny that they've tapped JJ to do this one because I feel like they probably hired him and said, "Hey, we got an opening here," and they're like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it. Let me see what Johnson did before it goes out, so I have an idea."
And he's like,
he sat there like, he shit on everything I did. I set it up a certain way, and that's gone.
He fucked everything up.
Probably got some sketches. Did these look too much like Ewoks for the last battle? I had an idea.
Me? I did Lost, for God's sakes. I don't know why he talks like that. I don't.
Yeah.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I like it. I'll vouch for that.
I do a fantastic J.J. Abrams.
People are always asking him on the streets to his J.J. Abrams, and he has to say no, or else
I think people are
If I
asking
curl my
who
hair-
J.J. Abrams is.
If I curl my hair, it is J.J.
It is.
Classic.
You can just walk right on the set.
I actually changed the end of Lost, and nobody knew that. I walked on the set and just was like, "This isn't working.
Start over, people.
Yeah,
Let's make it spiritual."
exactly. Don't worry about the time travel stuff. It doesn't matter. Inconsequential.
Figure it out later.
Yeah.
We don't have to answer any of these questions. I actually love Lost.
Maybe that's why he did
I
that
love
to
those, too.
Last Jedi to fuck with.
I actually rewatched that last summer with.
Did you?
Well, that's an interesting show to me because now the shows have this platform with Netflix and even on AMC and all this stuff where they can be a little more dangerous, and that was like to me like the first.
But it's still running, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry.
It was like the first internet show, Yeah. That was the one that captured everybody, but they couldn't take the same risks that people can now, and it still kind of holds up to me. I mean, there's some hokey stuff in it, but
I like to forget
watch
about
that.
old shows because every fucking old show that I like, it turns out that the star raped somebody.
Jesus.
I can't. It's fucked up, man.
that's like I love Louis C.K. to
I know.
to.
Yeah, but
and Kevin Spacey, but Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. looks like he jerks off in front of people.
Well, he kind of just says that in his comedy. I mean,
if you notice, all those guys have the same haircut. Like when you start really getting like very, very, very thin up top, and you don't go all the way bald, you're raping a bitch.
It's something bad's going to happen. Somebody or jerking off.
Or jerking off.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you ask, I guess you're just not supposed to.
Well, the Kevin Spacey one was really weird because, like, how he just said, "Oh, by the way, I'm gay."
Yeah, he tried to pull him a Greavy.
Yeah, like, I don't remember anything about that. I'm gay, by the way.
Hey, guess what? Nobody cares in 2017.
I was going to say, he's like...
That's so 2003.
15 years.
And by the way, we all knew.
Yeah. Wow, that escalated quickly.
You know what it is? Like, I hate a lot of shows because...
What's your favorite show with a rapist in it?
With a rapist in it? That's a good question. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe one I don't even know yet.
Well, they couldn't really finish House of Cards.
I was going to say.
Yeah, maybe the Friday night radio show on WFDU.
Why, are you going to be coming up regularly? I hate that every show now is like, you're pretty much just waiting to see who gets killed.
Yeah.
It's like the whole drama of it. I think that started with The Sopranos.
I was going to say, Game of Thrones gets a lot of stuff, like the credit for that, but it's probably The Sopranos.
Yeah, I think that was like the beginning.
Nobody was safe.
Yeah, because like you figure Tony's going to kill somebody, but you always figured Tony was going to kill.
If you remember though, Tony, like the beginning of the show, Tony wasn't even the boss.
Yeah, right. It was Jackie who was still alive.
Yeah, and they killed him off right away. Big Pussy was a major character. They killed him off right away. That was like
Creel. Yeah. Well, and then it was like almost like they started inserting guys to be his rival, and they got killed off at the end of the season.
Well, Game of Thrones, I think, was a little different in the sense that
the Sean Bean thing
was the main character, and he looked like everything that was set up. It's like that guy always is going to be there at the end.
Yeah, and I was like,
a lot of shit. And when they did that, you're like, that didn't happen though, right? That's like a dream sequence or
that was always. I struggled with it after that because it was kind of like...
I remember you kind of like were done with it.
I was like, and then by the second season, I was just like, all right, well, the fuck cares? They're dragons. When the fuck is this thing coming? When are these winter fucks coming? And
well, it's funny.
I'm sure it's good. I just...
If you kept watching it, it needs the books. Like, they it tethers them, you know what I mean? Like, keeps them in line. But I did read the first one.
Yeah.
And I couldn't read anymore because it's just too much, too long, too many characters. But the dialogue, is ripped right out of the book. Yeah. And the last season, everybody kind of lost.
Everybody was talking like slang. What's up? What's up, Daenerys?
What's good?
You look good, girl.
Sam, you be looking hot in that white dress.
It's lit.
You a dragon? I thought you were the mother of dragons, girl.
Hey, girl.
I like Deadwood. Deadwood is my favorite still, I think. It never finished, which was probably a good thing for it because it kind of it left you wanting more instead of less.
Right.
Instead of like 6 Feet Under, where I feel like they went 2 seasons.
Like what I do during
most
sex.
You done now? I got one more than me.
I feel like most shows should end after 4 or 5 seasons. Like Dexter, for instance.
Oh wow, that went on and on, didn't it? And they're bringing that back.
But if it ended with Lithgow,
it would have been amazing.
Just saying it was me, and then you have this assumption that he went to jail or something for a murder he didn't commit.
Yeah,
might be the best show.
Yeah,
like history.
Terrific.
But by the time they got to Lumberjack Wolverine at the end, it was just like it was.
You're not at home with your jerk off friends. You're on a radio show. God damn it!
Sorry.
Be professional.
I actually rewatched Breaking Bad.
I'd like to rewatch that at some point. That was an interesting one because I binge watched like the first 5 seasons, and then the last season I watched the end, and it was torture waiting every fucking week for like It's like fuck, dude. I just went burn through all these,
but that's a show. I can't necessarily say I enjoyed it.
It was torture. Yeah, it was miserable.
It really,
yeah.
When people talk about that show, though, that's a weird show because it starts off as like a really dark comedy.
Yeah, and it just becomes really dark.
Turns into like a noir western. Yeah, it's like a western. Yeah, they're in the desert all the time and they got guns. And it's one of those few shows that gets better as it goes, and then just ends when it kind of
Yeah.
has to.
Well, he had I think a whole arc for it, and that pretty much stuck with it, I guess.
He just ended it. Mad Men went, I think, a little longer than it should.
Yeah.
But I still love
And
Mad
fucking
Men.
ended stupidly.
Yeah, it just ended like
I know.
There was like no point to the show at that point.
That was one where I had to I kind of catch up at the end because I had a bunch of them taped, and I was like, all right, I'll just watch it. And I was like, what the fuck? The
he made a
wife.
Coke commercial.
Yeah, and then
It
what's
was,
her
it was
name?
all building up to him to make
And you
that
still
commercial.
thought he was gonna like redeem himself when he found out what's her name had cancer and it was
Right.
done. All right, maybe I'll go back and take care of the kids and just be a normal person for 5
Right.
seconds. Nope,
Yeah.
nope.
But
He's
I
a
met a
Zen
girl-
master now who has a Coke commercial idea.
Yeah, it was a weird ending for me too.
I think a lot of it too is how you watch it. Like if you binge watch it, and maybe you feel less invested in it than if you like wait a week every time for the next one to
Yes.
come out. And you're like living and dying on every episode. Like, well, I don't watch Walking Dead either, but I would imagine like it's like that with
It's
that.
terrible.
Yeah.
I stopped watching that because it's fucking.
The first
I
time-
saw that fucking episode. I told you this. The one with the
Negan?
they were going to see who they're going to kill off with the was it Keegan or
Negan.
Negan. Keegan Peele. Keegan Michael Peele. And
Keegan Peele.
which probably would have been more fun. And I watched the first like 25 minutes of it. It was like the first break. And like this is the most joyless fucking thing. Like I can't even imagine like getting
fucking
any
awful.
enjoyment out of this.
No.
Yeah.
That killed the show though, because what they did, it was a dirty trick. I mean, they made it seem like somebody was dying in season 6, I guess,
Right.
at the end, and he hits the camera, and that's it. And then
Oh yeah, that's why I watched it.
they
Yeah.
also built him up. Like I felt like they tried to make him like Darth. You know, Darth Vader became like a marketing tool. That's
Yeah.
what happened
Yeah.
with Negan, and now it's just that's neat. And he might translate well on the comics,
Yeah.
but he does not translate. And I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah.
That was a good for casting.
Is he still in it? Is it still
Yeah,
he didn't get killed?
they're in. It's the most boring war I've ever seen in my life. It doesn't even make sense.
You've seen a lot of wars.
And I've been through.
He's
Jay
been
Burke.
through a
He
lot.
went through Mordor, Jay Burke.
So
I'm keeping the ring.
I'm keeping the ring, Sam.
oh my god.
I'm your Sam,
I'm going to tell you something.
Mr. Frodo.
I rewatched them like last week because the first one's on Netflix.
Right.
I promise, Mr. Frodo. A promise.
I can carry you. I may not be able to carry it. He's a villain, Mr. Frodo. My God, dude, I couldn't even believe it. Like I forgot about all that stuff because
Sam, are you masturbating while I sleep?
Sam, what's this gank in my hair? Are you eating elven bread and masturbating into my hair? Ah, Mr. Frodo, you're being silly.
Oh my god. Yeah,
We could have talked about sports.
that's
dude.
true. I didn't watch any of the Lord of the
You didn't see
Rings.
him?
No, I was too busy having sex.
Oh, well. You probably could have had a lot of sex during
I
that.
did it the right way, though. I watched the first 2, and then
then had
next
sex.
week,
Then I was like, I'm done with the sex thing.
next week, the week after,
invested now.
the Return of the King came out, and I watched it that way. So
You mean the first time or just recently?
no, the first time when Return.
I used to put it on to go to sleep because it's been on Netflix. So I'm like, fuck this. I'll put it
Well,
on.
you
It's
can get
for
that
4 hours. I'll go to sleep to it.
extended version
Yeah.
of it too.
I have all of it. I don't know why.
I actually, it's
Because I
funny.
like the second one.
You ever try to read? I remember we had to read The
Oh,
Hobbit in high
yeah.
school. I tried to. Every once in a while, I'm like,
It's like you're saying with
I'm
the.
going to become a really well-read person. And I'm gonna read
It's about time I put some notches on my belt, literally speaking. Yeah.
So
I need to read a book.
I have like the whole friggin' paperback, and it's like I can't get past Concerning Hobbits. And part of the
Yeah.
issue is it's like 4 pages of beautiful description, but it's like talking about a rolling hill. And
Yeah.
It's like, all right, how long can you
Yeah, we get it.
describe the greenery of a rolling hill?
Well,
I read a book a few years ago.
How the bad guys won?
Yes, I did.
I read that.
And then
The
I
Mets,
was
right?
like-
the Mets,
yeah. And then I was like, oh shit, I like reading books. I never liked reading books before. So I'm going to buy another book. And then I bought
And
a
you didn't
book.
like it.
I bought a book about some fucking shit called The Illusion of Victory about World War One.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was like, I read like 6 pages.
I know, it
Fuck
gets
these
dry.
Fucks books.
It gets really dry.
Fuck books. We don't need books.
I read I was playing. Well, actually,
Hitler was right.
I read all these
About books, just about books.
Only about his stance on books, and he probably had a good idea about the highway system or something.
Yeah. But infrastructure and books, kind of like Trump.
Part of the deal. This is the darkest timeline, isn't it?
Yeah, part of the deal.
Last book I read was about the this is the most boring thing ever. But they're gonna make. I think DiCaprio might make it into a movie, so I might be redeemed. It's the what the hell is it called? It was about the 1893 World's Fair in Chicago.
The Devil.
Yeah, the Devil in the White City.
The White City. Yeah.
And then the serial killer was going on at the same time. It was pretty disturbing. Yeah, that was a lot to get through.
Well, it's like I want to read the books and then I just read Wikipedia.
Yeah, they get the whole thing.
What I want to know is between like books like that and Lord of the Rings and shit, like how do you have time to beat away all that pussy?
Oh well. Excuse me, darling. New chapter. They just got to Mordor.
Have you no shame?
I can't be here servicing you, for God's sake.
Frodo doesn't have a good look in his eyes.
Is Aragorn going to take up this responsibility or what? I can hit that whenever I want.
I think the elf and the dwarf actually like each other.
A little bit, yeah. I'm trying to put the pins together here on this elf dwarf thing. You can come back later.
One of those strange friendships where
Get these things out of my face. I'll come back down. I got a theory brewing
they
here.
insult each other, but they got each other's back too.
Right after that, I'm gonna watch Friends. I must have missed something.
And then
I'll be there for you.
Because you're my friend.
Jay, did you happen to tell Shaun about our Hall of Fame that we created?
I don't know if you heard about this.
Oh, no.
If you didn't watch the first live...
I didn't see the first one, no.
We created the Scott Baio Hall of Fame. We're still working
Oh,
on
I
it.
did hear about that.
We talked about it.
Now, you talked about it on the Dykstra show? Okay.
Yeah, the Scott Baio Hall
Oh,
of Fame.
no. Who's in it?
Well, we haven't really decided yet. So,
Good.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Dykstra.
I think he's like a shoe. We kind of we've run on very long here, so we're gonna wrap it up. But before we do, I think that we should get Shaun McGann's take on who he thinks should be elected to the Scott Baio Hall of Fame. It's basically the Hall of Fame of all dirtbaggedness.
Oh, old dirtbag Hall of Fame?
Yeah, the Scott Baio Hall of Fame. I mean, who else would be in there? Which, by the way, this is my assessment of Scott Baio, what he looks like now, because he's always in a suit with Trump and shit.
Yeah.
So, like, you know the dirtbag kid in high school that wears, like, the fucking Misfit T-shirts and
it was that kid.
and the flannel shirt. I was just about to say, like, you kind of like, you know, basically you, but but like, you know, the
But they grew up and were successful.
And he has, like, the... yeah, he published his own book and shit.
He got a publisher.
He got a deal, a deal at a real radio show.
Yeah, so he had like the pencil thin mustache and stuff, and then like you see that fucking kid with with the flannel shirt tied around his waist. So then like 15 years later, you see him at a funeral, and he's wearing a suit jacket, a dress shirt, and a tie,
but not because it's a funeral.
But the same black jeans.
That might have been me too.
You know.
That was me.
Doesn't that? Could you pick the be Scott Baio?
Shit, I might be in this Hall of Fame. The last funeral I went to, it wasn't a funeral, it was a wake, but I came like right from work, working.
Well, that's understandable.
And it was like a last minute thing, and I had jeans on.
No, but that's understandable. But you know what I'm saying.
And a Grateful Dead "fuck you" T-shirt on.
Oh yeah, no, you're definitely.
And I was like, sorry, I'm like trying to cover this up.
You're in. You're the Bill Mazeroski of the Hall.
Oh shit, he would have been a good one. God, well, who do you have nominated? So I got to think of somebody. And
right now, Dykstra.
Dykstra is good.
Pete Rose.
Pete Rose is good.
We didn't put Sheen in because we felt like
that's like its own.
Sheen is.
He's got his own planet already.
Yeah, he's got his own planet.
He's got Planet Sheen. He doesn't.
Planet Hulk. Yeah, it's like it's a planet jail.
I don't know if he's actually like a terrible person. I don't think he could. I think he's just born this way.
I mean, I don't know. He's out there spreading AIDS around to people. He's a pretty terrible person.
That way.
Like they shut down the fucking porn industry for like 6 months in California
because of Charlie.
Yeah, I was actually listening to you guys know who Lisa Ann is?
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast with her on it, and she was like, yeah, one of the reasons I got out of porn is because there was like an AIDS scare. An actor was going around fucking all these, all these porn stars, and I'm like, She didn't say his name. I'm like, Charlie Sheen? Like, everybody knows it's Charlie Sheen. Just say the fucking guy's name.
That I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
Winning.
thing you could tell people. You shut down porn.
Nice crack there.
AIDS-infested tiger blood. So,
God. I feel like I have 100 people and I can't think of one now.
yeah.
Spacey.
Spacey, yeah, but that was like he shut up about it so much. Like if he would have kept going about it, it would have been a thing. I was trying, was there somebody just? I don't know. The Weinstein thing, obviously, it would be a one, but that's whole.
Russell Simmons.
I didn't read too much on that. I know that he got in trouble about it, but
Yeah.
I'm worried. Like people that I really like, there's like Nicholson out there, and Bill Murray, and Keith Richards. I'm like, oh, come on, guys. Don't do anything.
Bill Murray rapes people at fucking Cubs games.
Well, yeah, but
Probably.
you know that's how they won. It was he was cursing other fans.
Right. Right.
Shit, I don't know. I guess
Miguel Sano.
It's a name I didn't expect to come out of there.
He's young though. He's
yeah, he could turn it around.
Well, Cosby was, I guess, like
Cosby, yeah, that's a good one.
You know, he's out doing comedy again.
Is he?
Yeah,
He's out doing stand up, like open night mics.
Oh no, I must have slept through it. The Bill Cosby tour, sponsored by Ambien.
fucking all recliners.
Oh man,
yeah, Cosby's a good one because he
frizzle.
It's almost unfair though, and I think we talked about it. It's kind of like he built the Scott Baio Hall of Fame. Like he should come,
Right.
he should burn that Hall
True,
of Fame
yeah.
down because he's like, motherfucker, this is mine.
Should be the Bill Cosby Hall of Fame. That's a race thing.
I agree with you.
Well, I didn't like that he was used to give
Whitewashed it.
Pryor and Eddie Murphy so much shit about their content, and then he's
Yeah.
doing that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was so hypocritical about it. There's a lot of that shit, though. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of people I can think of, like, you know, cardinals and priests and popes. Past popes, perhaps, that might have been.
And that's the show.
You can edit that part out. It's at the end.
I don't care. I'm a Catholic. A bad one, too.
Did you get ashes the other day? I forgot all about it.
No, I have... dude, I don't do that shit. I have fucking, like, 5 mortal sins walking around calling me dad. So, whatever.
You shouldn't even name them. You should just go, what is it, one more?
I told them, you guys are all various levels of accident.
So when you,
Not mistake. Just accident.
if you have an exclamation point at the end of your name, that depends on how big, how many exclamation points you have at the end of your name is how big of an accident you are.
I should have flushed you.
When daddy's in hell, you can blame yourself.
That's right. That's why I'm not pro-choice or pro-life. I'm pro-abortion. I'm just pro-abortion. Just do it. Just get an abortion.
There's too many people on
This
this
is-
planet.
Yeah.
This is
How are
ruining
we gonna
Jay's
sustain
political.
This thing?
This is ruining Jay's political career.
Just more air for me, bitch.
We were going to run him for the Dumont mayor. And now it's like, can you answer, Mr. Burke? Is this you on the Luke Cappetta with Jay Burke podcast presented by Scott Baio?
Well, I might move to Texas or somewhere. I might
They don't give a shit there.
Oh, no, they're all pro-lifers there. Man, I want my gun.
Yeah, pro-life, yeah.
Everybody knows that all the countries that stop giving people guns, and gun violence goes up through the roof.
Yeah, like Australia. And,
Also, you know how many gun deaths Australia had last year? 6 billion.
yeah, everybody's dead. There's a bunch of dead people with bullets on the ground. That's why I always like the snowflake comments. It's like, who's the one getting all uptight and crying about taking your toys away? You
Yeah.
fucking whatever.
That's what I said. I was like, I love baseball cards. If somebody came to me and was like, hey, baseball cards are killing kids, we're going to get rid of them. I was like,
All right.
I'd be like, I guess I'll go collect comic books.
Yeah, find something else.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like coin stamps, anything.
I'll start learning bow and arrow.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking take up masturbating more. I don't know. Anything.
I don't know if I could. It's a long ride home.
Oh, God. All right.
On that.
On that note, Shaun, where can everybody get your book?
It's on Amazon. Just go to probably the best place is just Shaun McGann on Facebook, and that has all the links. It's or you look Shaun McGann up on Amazon. I got my author page. It's ShaunMcGann.
And we're going to tweet out more of that stuff. And where can they listen to you? On the
Oh,
internet?
WFDU.FM HD2. It's Fridays 7 to 10 p.m. And I post the replay. I know. Well, you can listen to it whenever you want. I post the replay. You can listen to it on Thursdays.
It's not the same.
I know. Well, wait till I get moved to a new night. I got to change the name of the show again.
Oh.
I probably should call it something besides the day of the week.
The Shaun McGann show?
With Lou Cappetta and Jay Burke and Scott Baio.
The Scott Baio show.
Like Thursday night on Friday night.
Yeah,
That's what I was calling it for a while. I was calling it Thursday Night Presents Friday Night. But then people started getting confused.
That's
like,
clever.
what night is it on?
Yes, too.
Forget it, dude.
See, there you go with that highbrow
You
humor.
might
Yeah,
have
no.
been able
Sorry,
to
everybody.
monopolize.
All right, babe. I don't want to say anything, but it's like, driving around in a humidor here with Salvador Dali. You know what I mean, babe?
Oh, my God. Shaun McGann, everybody.
Thank you, Lou.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you very much. And once again, you can check out this podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spreaker.com, and maybe WFDU. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll... Maybe Jay.
after they hear
Once they hear this, once they're going to want to get their mitts on it.
We've never paid anybody to be on here. I feel like you two got something special.
Could you do that jizz in your hair bit every week?
There's a chemistry there.
All right. Thank you once again. Peace.